Hello and welcome to another episode of Swim Sets by the Pool. My name is Nathan Cohen. I'm a professional triathlete, and with me, as always, is Greg Harper, fresh off 70.3 Michigan. Greg, how are you doing?
A little bit sore, but I appreciate the intro. Yeah, my name's Greg Harper. I'm a professional triathlete, and I swam in the Olympic trials back in 2012, 12 years ago, feeling old at this ripe age of 32.
Nice. Wait, so you were 20 when you went to Olympic trials, if I did
I
the
was
math right.
20, in college, yep.
Wow, nice. How did that feel going to the Olympic trials?
It felt pretty cool, honestly. And my event was like the first day or second day, and then I was just there the next week, just like hanging. I mean, some of my teammates were racing. The coaches were kind of getting mad at people who were done, who were having a little more fun than the people who were still. So there was like a focus issue. So they wanted to lock us down. But yeah, it was super fun. We got all the free Chobani that we could eat because they were the title sponsor. So it was a good time. Can't complain.
Nice. That's awesome. Uh,
Omaha, Nebraska, not a nice town, honestly. I liked it.
I think I've been to Omaha. I think we had like junior nationals there or something for
Mm.
triathlon. Um, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Somewhere. I've heard of Omaha though. It's
Yeah.
it's a
And
place.
my sister was there swimming as well. She's like swimming 4 or 5 events.
Oh,
Um,
dang.
and my eldest sister like kind of made a comeback after she was out of college and just narrowly missed the trials cut in the 200 breast. So we almost had three siblings at one Olympic trials, which would have been super cool.
Nice. Okay, so I have a quick question that will lead us into the quick tip of the day.
Okay.
When you were swimming growing up, how often did you swim alone versus swimming with other people?
I'd say it's 95% swimming with other people,
Hmm, nice.
maybe
So
100 or 98. Yeah.
98. Nice. Do you think it helps you swim better to swim with other people, like early on?
Yeah, I think at all times, wherever you are in your swimming journey, it's always a good thing to do.
Nice.
And
Sweet.
and honestly necessary to reach your potential.
Yeah, I would agree. And that leads us into our quick tip of the day, which is find a buddy to swim with. I know sometimes triathletes, we're busy, we got stuff going on, especially if you're working and stuff like that. But find someone, even if it's just someone at the pool who seems cool and they're swimming at the same time as you, anyways, because you see them at the pool, be like, hey, you want to do a swim workout with me? And then you can do a swim workout because I've been doing a lot of swim sets by myself. And the other day, I swam with someone who actually was on my college team. They were like,
Nice.
they hopped in the pool. They were like, "Hey, can I share the lane with you?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "You want to do my swim set?" And they were like, "I haven't swam in 2 months, but sure." And so they just did my swim set with me, and it was so much fun. I swam fast, I felt good, and we got to catch up. So yeah, find a buddy to swim with. That's the quick tip.
Yeah, that's a very underrated tip, so good work. Important. Yeah,
You
way
know,
more fun. And
just
you can
give.
always make your intervals a little slower to accommodate someone or something. Like it's
Hmm.
always better. Like what you can just swim 5 minutes in the pool longer. Like just go a
Yeah,
little slower to accommodate someone, if you
yeah,
if you need to.
yeah, exactly. And yeah, that's it for today. Just giving the people what they want. Um, we're gonna dive into the set today. This set is pretty crazy, so we're gonna try and break it down as best we can for you. We might change it a little bit to make it more digestible, but at the end of it, you're gonna have a good workout to do. And any workout is a good workout if you apply yourself to it and really try and give your focus on your form and all that good stuff. So we're gonna go into it with 500 choice warm up, and then 400 as 50 WT drill, which I think I was talking to the person who did this set. They were holding a weight in their hand, like
Oh, so it's weight drill. Interesting.
yeah, like a 2.5 pound weight, and then they would drop the weight and then do 50 free. So
Hmm.
that's kind of crazy. I haven't really done anything like that before. We'll come back to it. And then 300 has 25 fist, 25 fast, and then I guess 25 threshold.
Yeah, and then you would do it 4 times for 300.
Yeah. And then just 200 threshold, which right out the gate, that's kind of crazy. And then 100 IM easy. which if you're doing
Yeah.
IM easy, that's crazy. Greg, what are your initial thoughts on this warm up?
It's interesting. This just is like this seems like old school like, kind of swimming workout
Hmm.
to me. I mean, just to write something like this, like 400s as 50 this, 300s as this. I mean, like it's just kind of old school a little bit, which isn't the bad thing. I would just say, yeah, it's if you're kind of new in things, I think this workout would have to be altered in general. If you're like a really advanced swimmer, sure, but I mean, a 400 with 50 weight, 50 drill, 50 free, you're doing 200 with that. And then, yeah, fist fast threshold for 300. Okay, I mean, you've done 900 and then 200 threshold. I mean, it's just so vague too. So it's not like 200 build up or, and then 100 IM easy. Like a lot of people can't really swim 100 IM super easy. So it's a little bit flawed, I would say, for an average person who's
Yeah,
going to do it.
so what should we change to this to make it a little more digestible for the people who listen to this podcast?
I would say, yeah, 500 choice, good. 400. I mean, let's not do crude crazy with it. Let's just do 50 drill, 50
Hmm.
swim. I mean, we could break it up, but it's like let's just keep it in the general flow. 300, I would say 25 fist, 25 fast, 25 easy. Um, like fast and the threshold that all just blend together. You're not gonna like get what you want out of that. The 200 threshold, yeah, maybe like a 200 build by 50 to like solid or like kind of fast the last 50. Just kind of feeling it, and then yeah, 100 IM. I mean, it's not so crazy, but just the wording and how it would break up. Like you can't do a 25 fist into a 25 fast into threshold. Like it's a 25. You can't really do threshold on 20. It just doesn't
Hmm.
really make sense, I would say.
Yeah. And then, sorry, you said for the last 100, that was just 100 easy, just
100
regular.
IM. No, no, no. Yeah, 100 IM is good.
Oh, 100 IM is good. Okay.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, cool. That
So
sounds good to me.
1500, I think that like checks some boxes. It's not like yeah, I mean, it's a nice long warm up. I think you'd be pretty solid after that.
Yeah.
And you could always break it up, like
Hmm.
we always say. If we give you a 400 and you want to do it as 4 1s, or we say a 300 at 75s, that's fine. That's all
Hmm.
good.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely break it up as you want. Yeah, and then just another side note on like warm-ups. We've kind of talked about this before, but it hasn't been for a little while. Don't worry about the times as soon as you jump in the pool. Just swim. Just like loosen up, Like don't get
Hmm.
too fixated on your first 100 time or whatever, because it's just supposed to be slow. You're just supposed to be getting into it. You know what I'm saying? So this
Yeah,
is definitely one of those sets where you're gonna warm into it. So don't really think about it the first 500.
definitely. Yeah, don't even look. It's not important.
Yeah, and definitely don't be looking at your watch or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, that shouldn't be on anyway. So
Yeah. Well, some people you can't get it off of, man. You can't. They just want that nice circular tan line right there.
it's crazy. The people just, yeah, they can't get away from data in the slightest.
No.
All right, main set. What do we got?
Okay, so we got 8 by 100. Odds are the hundreds are billed to fast, and then the even hundreds are all out, but in lowercase. So maybe it's not like all out, all out. It's just like all out. And numbers 1, 3, 5, and 7 are all different stuff. So it's like 25 fast, 75 easy, 50 fast, 50 easy, 75 fast, 25 easy, and then 7 is all easy. And they're on different intervals. And then 2, 4, 6, 8 are all out, but they're on the 2 minute.
Minute, yeah.
So this is a lot. This is kind of crazy. I mean, it's sort of like variables, I guess, as you're kind of like increasing the amount of fast versus the amount to easy. And then you
Yeah.
have 4 in there that are just as fast as you can kind of thing on the 2 minute, which for most people, that's like a decent amount of rest.
Yeah.
Um,
It's tough. It's definitely a tough.
yeah.
I've done sets like this too, where yeah, you kind of adding fast on like odds and then doing something else on evens, but the evens are also fast. So it's definitely one where you want to take some rest.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I think it's mentally engaging. You kind of have to think about it. The intervals are changing. Hopefully, it's kind of written down. You have to be checking a little bit because it would be kind of hard to. Yeah, I mean, essentially on the odd ones where you're building a fast 100, you would just want to add a little bit each time as you do more fast. And then the
Yeah.
evens are pretty easy interval.
Hmm.
Generally, I would say that was the structure. Yeah, I think it's solid. Hard set.
Yeah, it's definitely hard. I feel like going from 5 to 6 would be really hard, where you do the 75 fast, 25 easy, and then you go into like one just as hard as you can. That would be tough. And then you get one easy, but it's like probably not going to feel as easy, like not as much rest as you want. So it's kind of
Yeah,
good, you know? It's like, it seems like maybe like a VO2 max type set. I don't know, where you're just like building up that lactate like more and more throughout the set and just like trying to get rid of it. Yeah.
yeah, definitely. I would say it's a VO2 max type set. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have any complaints. You can always tweak things, but it's like
Hmm.
someone wrote it this way, and yeah, it's good. There doesn't have to be a method to every madness. It's like method to the
Hmm.
madness. Like everything doesn't have to have a specific purpose, just generally it does. So we
Hmm.
can't get too caught up in every little detail because in the end, it's probably not that meaningful unless you're extracting the 1% of your genetic potential in the 200 freestyler and you're an
Yeah.
Olympian. But other than that, it doesn't freaking matter.
Yeah, for sure. This would just be a hard set. Honestly, this would be a fun set to do with a friend. You can kind of like push each other a little bit.
Yeah, get
Um,
after it, talk some smack.
yeah, especially if you have that one friend that goes like a little bit easier on the 25s, 50s, and 75s, and then sandbags just for the hundreds fast. That would be fun.
Yeah,
Sweet. Yeah. I mean, I feel like if you can't make these intervals, like the 135, the 140, the 145, I feel like something good to shoot for would be maybe like 20 seconds rest on the first one. Like number one, number three, shoot for like 25, and then number five, 30 seconds, and then um yeah, just add 5 seconds to it kind of thing. And then add 15 seconds to your all out fast interval from whatever the previous one was, if that makes sense.
yeah,
You want to get a
yeah.
lot of, you want to get more
That makes
rest.
sense.
Yeah.
That was what I was thinking. That's like a good time frame. And then you actually will go faster on the odds as they go too. So you might even get a little more rest because you'll be
Hmm.
doing more fast swimming. But then maybe your easy gets slower, which is okay.
Yeah, for sure.
As you get into sets like this, if your easier is kind of getting slower and slower, that is okay. We're focused on the fast, not the easy.
Definitely. Yeah, your easy's got to be easy, so your fast can be fast, you know? Don't be trying to swim those easies like medium, you know? No
Yeah.
medium.
And if I'm doing easy, there's always backstroke involved.
Yeah, backstroke's nice. Sometimes two arm backstroke, you know? Just chilling.
That's when you're like effed up from like
Yeah.
about to throw up when you finish.
Yeah, for sure. Um,
Double arm.
yeah.
All right, so next is three 300s band buoy paddles on an interval that gives 10 to 15 seconds rest. Yeah, it says a pole aerobic set. So yeah, pretty standard. I mean, three threes, decently short rest, steady
Hmm.
effort. I like the I like the band in there. I think if people
Hmm.
have a band, it can be useful. Could also get you kind of fighting. I don't know. It can be tough though too. So you can't
Hmm.
just put on a band and crush. Three 300s with the band is actually excessive for a lot of people. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, maybe you even do like 3-2-1, or you don't have to do three threes, or you could do hundreds or something too if you're
Hmm.
if you're going to use a band. What do you
How about
think?
this? If you're a more experienced swimmer and you're listening to this, do the 300s with the band. If you're a less experienced swimmer, do 6 150s and do the
Hmm.
first 150 with the band, then take it off and do the next 150 without. How about that?
Yeah, that's good. And just go back and forth for six.
Yeah, yeah. And then you get
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you get a little extra rest because you're like putting the band back on. If you don't have a band, um, or you don't know what that is, you could use like an old inner tube, like a rubber inner tube from a
Mm.
bike, just tie it up And it's just designed to make you put it around your ankle so you can't kick, essentially.
Yeah. And make sure your buoy's solid too. But yeah, it does help. I don't always pull with the band. Actually, I don't that much, but like my body position's very good and it's not super important for me. But if your body position's not good and that band will expose you a little bit and your legs will sink and you're really gonna have to figure out how to kind of push your chest or kind of manipulate your upper body to feel that water to kind of prop those legs up. So it can definitely be an important tool and maybe kind of wake up someone to be like, oh, why are my legs literally dragging on the floor? It's like, well, you got to work on your legs float from kind of your upper half of the body too. It's
Hmm.
all connected.
Yeah. Also, some people who are newer to swimming, or maybe not even newer, but some people are just too dependent on their legs when swimming, you know? And you don't get that much propulsion from your legs. Most of it is coming from your arms. So you don't, especially if you're swimming longer distances and like triathlon and stuff like that, you don't want to be too dependent on like really, really heavy kicking, I think.
I would say that's true. I mean, you definitely get a lot of propulsion from the kick on like fast stuff, but
Yeah.
it's short lived. Like you can't
Hmm.
sustain that. I mean, there are distance swimmers who have a really a kick a lot, but they're swimmers too, and so maybe some triathletes too. It's that's really rare. It's not really rare, but it's hard to train that, and most people aren't going to be able to just kick their legs.
Hmm.
Yeah, super hard for a long time. So no, that's a good point. Kind of finding that two beat kick or having a stroke with a little bit easy legs is definitely an important tool in your tool belt for triathloning
Hmm.
for most people.
Yeah, definitely. I'm actually kind of struggling with my kick right now. Like I either do a really gentle two beat kick when I'm just swimming like long, slow stuff, or when I'm swimming fast, it's just like super, super fast kick. I have like no in between on my kick. So like when I'm swimming like that kind of like tempo threshold, I'm like not sure what to do with like the kick. So it's like I don't know. I'm still
Yeah,
trying to
it's
figure it
like
out.
I feel like for me, it can be like a 6 to a 3 kind of beat kick. Like, oh, you're kind of kicking, but maybe one side you kind of don't kick quite as much, and it's like this weird 3, 4 beat type kick when I'm swimming kind of in that like middle
Mm,
um
yeah.
zone. But it just kind of comes naturally. So I think if you overthink it, it'd probably be tough to
Yeah,
fix. But
for sure.
um yeah, and then this this is still part of the main set. The next thing, it's 8/100s. Very, is it the exact same? No, it's not the exact same, but very similar to the beginning eight, where on the odds you build up 100, you know, and
Hmm.
then the evens, it's 50 get out speed, 50 settle into race pace.
Hmm.
So, I mean, it's basically not, it's a little easier than all out, but it's just like a really hard effort. I mean, if you a 50 get out and 50 race pace, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, the odds are the same as the set before with the eight ones. And then yeah, it's more of like a build on those even hundreds.
But like a
But
reverse build because it's get out and then
yeah,
settle.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, I like it. I think just trying to change speeds is always good. And it's hard for sure. So I think, yeah, if you're gonna do this, you're gonna feel, yeah, you're gonna feel a little rough after, I would think. I mean, if you're doing
Hmm.
this set properly as written. Um, get out speed. I talk about this with some people, and it's important to know what it is, but not everyone has to use it. If you're doing an Ironman age group rolling start and you're just like, I'm just here to like do the swim and you can just swim your pace. You don't have to have get
Hmm.
out speed. But if you're a competitive age grouper and you're getting to big start lines where they're mass starts or you're a professional,
Hmm.
it's crucial for your positioning getting around buoys. So, um, yeah, they get this. The idea behind it is like practice that get out speed and then settling into the more sustained effort. So, yeah, you're used to it when you show up to race day. If you are kind of in a race that the dynamics allow for that. And, I did this race last weekend in Michigan, and it's like when you get 550 or 60 pro men on a start line, it's like everyone's sprinting. And
Hmm.
it's like the more competitive it is, the faster it is. So you have to practice
Hmm.
that.
Yeah, it's crazy. And
And about from ITU. I mean, yeah,
yeah,
it's all
dude,
sell your soul to the first buoy, isn't that what they say to that?
it's the swim buoy. The first buoy is the finish line in ITU. First buoy is the finish line. So, anything you can do to get there. Yeah, I mean, get out speed's cool. I mean, I have a athlete who I coach who just did age group nationals, and they do a wave start for all the age groups. So he had well over 50 guys in his start line. And it's an in-water start. So I was telling him like just that first 100 to 200, really try and get out there, like get
Hmm.
away from people because he's been obviously like doing some good sets because I've been coaching him. And so I know he can like sustain a solid effort, but some of those guys he's in like the 20 to 24 age group are just going to sprint and then die. So I was like, just try and get out with those guys. Some of them will fade away and then settle in kind of thing. So this would be
Yeah,
a good set
100,
for him to do.
especially in that age group. Like you probably
Yeah.
got college swimmers coming
Oh
out,
yeah.
like trying triathlon, like I want to win the swim. Like I haven't been swimming though, and they just die after 5 minutes. Like,
Yeah,
uh,
100%.
yeah, I actually two guys that I was coaching, both went to age group nats, and we had talked about it last year, same thing. And I'll say one kind of tip on that, like the in water start. I think it was Simon's workout that we did last week or 2 weeks
Yeah.
ago, where he had some in the water start. And
hmm
yeah, just that'd be something to practice. And you kind of want to be horizontal when the gun
hmm
goes off. So you might need to kind of push people for your space. If there's someone behind you, like put your legs out, like push them back, like they'll find their space. But you want to be pretty horizontal when that starts. So then you don't have to go vertical to horizontal and then start. It's like, it's all
hmm
those little things that, and like, don't breathe immediately. Like, keep that
Yeah,
head down and go.
definitely. Well, sweet. Honestly, this is a pretty tough set. I think really the only real change is like kind of that middle part. If you're not as experienced, just do some 150s or whatever you're comfortable with. If you don't have a band, that's fine too. You could just pull them. But try it with a band, could be fun. And yeah, swim with a buddy, race your buddy on the set. If you really are like a hardcore triathlete and like you want to get some real practice in, start right next to your buddy on those last even hundreds. So you practice like that takeout right next to each other in the lane. And people will look at you and be like, what are these people doing? But you're hard, so do
You'll look
it.
cool. You'll look cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Goggins.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then a good warm down. It said warm down 100. Also old school. Like get a nice 200 plus in there. Try to maybe do
Yeah.
some backstroke. Um,
Yeah, 100%.
yeah.
You'll probably need to
Love
do
that.
that 2 arm backstroke after that last one.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's a lot of quality in this workout. But, also you could just skip the last 8 100s too if you're newer, right? I
hmm
mean, that would put if you just warm down, you'd still over get 3K. I mean, this is like a big meaty workout and like
hmm
I'm a very advanced swimmer, and this is like the limit of how much hard stuff I would do in one given workout. So yeah, just do one set, and that's a great workout. Maybe you can build up to two.
Yeah, definitely. Well, sweet. Greg, depart us with a hot
The
take.
hot take of the day is never take swim advice for someone who puts on gear before getting in the pool.
Mm. So there's people who dive in with snorkel, paddles, flippers,
Yeah,
lava
just
lava
hey, you can do
pants.
whatever you want, but just do not take some advice from them.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Well, I hope you
That's
guys
it.
enjoyed this episode. One thing before we go is we have a Patreon now. We have 2 tiers on it, a $5 tier and a $20 tier. The $5 tier will send you some stickers and a nice little note thanking you. $20 tier is we will get you 2 extra swim workouts each week. One from me, one from Greg, so you can have the episode workout and then 2 more. So you can have 3 quality swim sessions in the week.
The cheap coach.
I
Dang.
know. If you support us on Patreon, we'll support you with the swim workouts. So, and you
Yeah.
also get stickers in that $20 tier as well.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
send us a video of you swimming if you do that too. Like, let's
hmm
all like, yeah, we thank you. So we're down to help you get better at swimming.
Yeah, awesome. So, yeah, check out the Patreon link in the show notes. If you're watching on YouTube, it'll be in the description and all that stuff. But anyways, thank you guys for listening. Share it with your buddy and then do the set with that buddy you shared it with. See ya.
Perfect. Cheers.